be in their home white uniforms with the brown trim and brown numbers. The Dolphins will be in their green road uniforms with white numbers and white trim. And we're underway in the Rally Center. Wherever you're joining us this afternoon, thank you so much. It's a beautiful November day here in the Southern Tier as the entry pass goes into Brown and he gets fouled right away.
Actually brought a triple team into the post there, which you don't see often, Brendan, but that's the respect that the Dolphins have for Noel Brown inside, but more respect for the fact that the offense typically runs through Brown for St. Bonaventure.
The foul was called on Amika. That is his first. Here's Bowen. Played 51 games for the Iowa Hawkeyes over the last 2 years before transferring to St. Bonaventure. Ball goes inside to Brown. The baby hook in the lane is good.
So they start with a triple team in the post, and then they play him one-on-one, and an easy right-hand hook for Noel Brown. That will be there if they want to guard him one-on-one. That'll be a problem for Moyne this afternoon.
So Moyne gets set up for the first timer. Zach Tekin wearing number 4. Tekin goes baseline, working on Bowen. 4 seconds on the shot clock. They got to put something up. And they're not going to get a shot off.
Outstanding defense for St. Bonaventure. Mark Schmidt talks all the time about the trifecta for the Bonnies: defending, rebounding, and taking care of the basketball. Those are 3 things that Moyne has struggled with, even though they have the ability to score the ball. Now, they've been playing very strong opponents, but if they want to win today, they have to defend at the level the Bonnies just defended them on this side of the court.
Brown draws a double team. 10 on the shot clock. Kicks it out to Moore. Moore for 3. That one's too strong. Tekin grabs the rebound.
Moore leads the Bonnies in scoring this year, but only shooting just north of 30% from 3. He can get it to the basket, leads in transition. Imagine where he'd be if he's shooting at a higher clip from the perimeter.
Nika hands it off to Kimura. Now back to Tekin. Back up momentarily, tries to start the offense. Amika gets inside, it's blocked by Council. Moore tried to push it up, he slows it down. Bowen into the lane, now kicks it out. Bowen gets inside, the reverse layup is good.
His ability to get to the basket is going to be very, very tough for Bagatskis to guard individually. Moyne seems to be struggling right now with where they're bringing help, and the Bonnies have 2 easy buckets because of that.
Bonnies have been very strong in the paint so far this season. Amika almost slips, gets it inside of Kimura for the jam.
Now St. Bonaventure struggling where to bring help. Darrick Jones late on the weak side help off a screen and roll. Gives Moyne a dunk.
Bowen tries to lob it into Brown. Brown's able to corral it in. Gets fouled on the way up. It goes.
Noel Brown had 4 guys in the paint with him for Moyne. 4 guys. And he was still able to finish with the foul for the traditional 3-point play. The trust that Bowen has in Brown to throw that pass. Desante Bowen doesn't normally turn the ball over. That's not a great pass, but that's a lot of trust in Noel Brown. He takes the foul and he finishes.
Bagatskis gets the foul. It is his first as Brown completes the 3-point play. So he has 5 of the Bonnies' 7 points in the first 3 minutes. Tekin lost the handle. Bowen got popped in the eye. Here's Moore inside, and he gets hammered on the way up by Karoma.
Desante Bowen caught an elbow in the eye when the ball came loose near the half-court line. He'll stay in the game, it looks like. But a great job. This is Chance Moore's game, and he and Melvin Council, the off-ball guards, do a tremendous job so far early this year for the Bonnies, getting the ball to the basket.
Chance Moore's 27-point effort on Saturday against Canisius was just 1 shy of his career best. He had 28 points with Missouri State against Evansville last November 29th. He now has 7 career 20-plus point games in his career.
There is no question there has been an increased effort this year for St. Bonaventure to run the floor. Less half-court sets, more in transition, and looks good early on here in this afternoon's game.
There's a Mika for 3. That one's too strong. Jones grabs the rebound for the Bonnies. He tries to push it up. Chance Moore was the Atlantic 10 Player of the Week last week. Here's Jones for three.
You can see an adjustment for Lemoyne as they're going to take a timeout. They went to a 2-3 zone there. They're going to force the Bonnies to hit outside shots, and Darrick Jones does so.
So the Bonnies start the game off with a 12-2 run. 16:30 to play in the first half. The Bonnies up by 10 early. You're watching college basketball on the Bonnies Sports Network.
Picture this. It's perfect out. You feel like you should be outside, but you stay in. Because Italian leather smells better than fresh flowers. And the richest greens are right here, not in the backyard. And patio furniture, it can't do this. So if the forecast calls for rain tomorrow, perfect. At Value City Furniture, you don't have to picture it. You can experience it.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on a sporty new Civic, spirited Accord, fun to drive HRV, and versatile CRV. So don't wait, turn your holiday dreams into reality with a new Honda named KBB.com's best value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
I feel like we're living in a movie. Love you guys.
Formula One is go. Oh, it's contact. Formula One at its absolute finest. Oh my Lord, Max. This is Formula One.
Lemoyne head coach Nate Champion is a 2014 grad of Lemoyne. He's the third youngest head coach in Division I this season, celebrating his 33rd birthday in a couple weeks. Only Tevin Sadler, 29 years old at Nichols, and Son Nimley, 31 at Charleston Southern, are younger than him. In his first 4 seasons leading the Dolphins, Champion has posted a 61-56 record and led the Dolphins to the conference tournament in each season in a 2020 NCAA tournament berth, although that was canceled by the COVID pandemic. Champion served as an assistant coach at NEC Fellow School Stonehill during the 2016-2017 season, and he has done a great job of transitioning this program from Division II to Division I. They're in their second year of that transition.
Well, it's nice to see Lemoyne and trust their program with a young alum, and he's an outstanding young coach, but right now trying to work on his defensive rotations early on in this game. That forced him to take an early timeout right ahead of another media timeout to try to fix Lemoyne's defense.
Amika gets in the lane, has to pick up his dribble. Here's Karoma. Karoma gets inside, high off the glass.
Nice drive by Karoma, who played at Texas Arlington last year. We talked to you about him at the beginning of the game, averaging nearly 12 points a game after only 4.5 at UTA last season.
Lemoyne coming out in the 2-3 zone now. Here's Bowen for 3 at the top of the key.
That's his first of the year, Brendan, and it's nice to see that go in because he can get to the basket, but he's also developing an outside game. Lemoyne trying to change the pace of this game with the 2-3 zone, but so far they've given up 2 wide open threes that St. Bonaventure has cashed in on.
And we're going to get a moving screen call on Dwayne Karoma. That'll be the 3rd team foul.
See the handoff here in the screen at the top, and he was moving right into Desante Bowen. Good call by the official and a mistake by Karoma.
Our officials this afternoon are Greg Evans, Tim Kelly, and Adam Floor.
St. Bonaventure looking for touches at the high post and right there in the short corner.
Jones for the short baseline jump shot, no good. Brown keeps the ball alive. Brown has a size advantage down low. Here's Council getting inside. The reverse is too short. Noel Brown had the ball for a moment. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Bonnies.
Great hustle for St. Bonaventure. And Melvin Council had a nice drive to the basket, just couldn't finish. Noel Brown extended the possession twice, which is good to see. Brown only averaged 2.5 rebounds a game last year. That was the focal point of the offseason for Mark Schmidt with Noel Brown, is to really try to get up to 10 rebounds a game. And he's near that point early on here in the 24-25 season.
Here's a long three-pointer by Bagakis.
Good shot by Bagakis, also coming from UTA last year. Spent 2 years at Georgia Tech before that. And nice stroke there on the three. Again, against this 2-3, look for Brown at the high post. And they'll send either a guard
and a traveling call on Bowen.
They're trying to get that opposite forward from the short corner to the high post. Those are the two key areas as you're watching the game that the Bonnies are trying to get the ball into.
So Dwayne Thompson checks into the game for the Bonnies as a redshirt freshman from Boston, Massachusetts. Jonah Hinton also in the game. He is a redshirt sophomore from Chicago. Jonah Hinton wearing number 8. He's the first player in program history to ever wear number 8. Of course, there's about 50 years where you weren't allowed to wear numbers 6 through 9 and 16 through 19 and all that. So it's a little bit of a misleading stat. Here's Tekin, and they're going to call a foul.
I believe they're going to get Noel Brown. A new point of emphasis this year. If you're hedging, your legs have to be shoulder width apart. If you stick them out and get too wide and the offensive player comes across your hip, they're going to call you for a foul even if you're stationary. And I believe that's what they get Brown for there.
And a steal by Chance Moore, and he lost it. Jones comes up with it. Amika blew the layup. Here's Bowen coming back the other way. Wide open three-point attempt by Thompson.
Thompson was 2 for 2 in the Bonnies' last game at Florida Gulf Coast from the outside. He's 6'8", and he's really been shooting the ball well from the perimeter. No mistake that Mark Schmidt brought in Dwayne Thompson and Hinton off the bench. Their two best perimeter shooters so far this year against a 2-3 zone.
Here's Fouts, just checking the game wearing number 15. Bagakis. Fouts for 3. That one's too strong. Thompson grabs the rebound. Thompson got his first start at Canisius last Saturday. Here's Moore getting the lane. Dumps it off to Brown. Brown gets hammered down low. And he'll go to the free throw line.
Well, with Lemoyne changing to that 2-3, the Bonnies still really trying to push the ball in transition. When they go in transition, they're looking to run their offense through Brown. When Lemoyne sets into the 2-3, that becomes more perimeter oriented, which is why you're seeing Hinton and Thompson in the game.
Noel Brown, the graduate transfer from George Washington, played 3 seasons at George Washington, played for the Bonnies last season, shot 71% from the floor last season for the Bonnies as he backed up Chad Benning. And he hits both free throws.
More of a traditional post, which you're seeing less and less of in the mid-major and the high-major levels of college basketball as teams try to emulate the NBA and go positionless, 5-out. And Noel Brown, he can play the 4-out, 1-in game very nicely, and it's nice to see him with that back-to-the-basket game.
A.J. Dantzler, wearing number 0, checks in the game for the Dolphins. Here's Fouts down low, has a size mismatch. His turn around the lane, can't finish. Michael Falarin, who just checked in the game, gets the rebound. Here's Thompson for 3 again, and he gets knocked out of bounds. He'll go shoot free throws.
So that's what happens when you hit your first one. They're going to close out hard, and that time Darrick Jones closed out too hard and fouls Dwayne Thompson. The adjustment now offensively for the Bonnies, if Lemoyne's going to close out like that, shot fakes and drives, and then weak side movement's going to be key against this zone. But Dwayne Thompson has emerged into a nice perimeter threat for Mark Schmidt.
So Lemoyne has already committed 6 personal fouls as Thompson misses the first of 3. Thompson had 7 points off the bench the other night against Florida Gulf Coast, and as you mentioned, he's played really well in the early part of this season after he redshirted. Second one, no good.
He's at 43% from three-point range this year, and now Desante Bowen getting a break. So what Mark Schmidt is doing against the Dolphins' zone here is 4 shooters on the floor against that zone.
0 for 3 for Dwayne Thompson, and Mark Schmidt just glares at him. Dwayne Thompson not looking back at the bench.
Smart move by Dwayne.
Yes, even though he's only in the second year, that's a veteran move. Dantzler gets inside and finishes.
No help there for St. Bonaventure, so the 3 missed free throws. Moyne capitalizes in transition. Mark Schmidt is relentless about this team's ability to defend.
Valerian inside.
That is Valerian's second shot that he's taken all year. He averages over 10 minutes a game, Brendan. He's only taken 2 shots all year. He is in for his ability to defend and rebound. Nice to see him finish one inside there.
Here's Tekken. Tekken trying to turn the corner, can't do it. But Gotkis, another three-pointer for him.
He is not afraid to pull it from the perimeter. Already 4 3-point attempts for him, and we're less than 10 minutes in this game.
Hinton, fake, now a 3. Off the mark, Chance Moore there for the putback.
Chance Moore, in addition to leading the Bonnies in scoring, he averages 8 rebounds a game. He is doing it all, and an easy putback after Hinton uses the shot fake to create an open look.
Inside, the shot is swatted. Chance Moore knocked A.J. Dantzler's opportunity to the floor. And there's a timeout with 11:09 to play. We'll take it as well. The Bonnies lead the Dolphins 24-12. You're watching college basketball on the Bonnies Sports Network.
Picture this. It's perfect out. You feel like you should be outside, but you stay in. Because Italian leather smells better than fresh flowers. And the richest greens are right here, not in the backyard. And patio furniture, it can't do this. So if the forecast calls for rain tomorrow, perfect. At Value City Furniture, you don't have to picture it. You can experience it.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on a sporty new Civic, spirited Accord, fun-to-drive HRV, and versatile CRV. So don't wait. Turn your holiday dreams into reality with a new Honda named KBB.com's best value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Another crazy season. Are you ready to keep this rolling? Let's go.
With ESPN Plus, catch live NFL games.
And enjoy the show.
Plus, NFL shows from some of the biggest names in the game.
Let's go to the tape.
This ball is just thrown into a defensive team meeting.
NFL Prime Time, only on ESPN Plus.
Oh, did I mention our exclusive expert analysis? Why settle for some football when you can have more football? It's simple. ESPN Plus equals more football. Stream now.
Mark Schmidt is St. Bonaventure's all-time winningest coach, now in his 18th season. Entered the year with 302 wins at St. Bonaventure and 384 for his coaching career. His 203rd win back on February 7, 2019, when the Bonnies top George Mason surpassed Larry Weese to become the Bonnies all-time wins leader. He stands second in conference victories among active Atlantic 10 coaches with 158 Atlantic 10 wins, behind only Richmond's Chris Mooney, and 5th all-time in league history.
He coaches every second of every game like it may be his last, and that's why Mark Schmidt is one of the best coaches in the country. If you're a player that wants to develop their game and have a shot at going at the next level, Mark Schmidt is better than anybody at doing that. And what he's done here at St. Bonaventure in the Atlantic 10 has been unbelievable.
Well, Charles Pride got drafted into the G League from last year's team. That's the 31st player in the Mark Schmidt era to go professional. And a shot clock violation by the Dolphins as Bogatkis' three-point attempt was not before the buzzer sounded. So it's the second shot clock violation that the Bonnies have forced.
And Brendan, honestly, you know, we get the stat breakdown at every timeout as you see Lemoyne come back to man-to-man here. They have abandoned their 2-3 zone. But I'll tell you what, the difference in this game has been defensive pressure and intensity.
Hinton with a fadeaway in the lane.
You see it there. The Bonnie's guards are just able to create in one-on-one opportunities. Lemoyne is going to, if they play man, have to find where they're bringing help, because their ability to guard an Atlantic 10 team one-on-one right now is not succeeding.
The Bonnies are 9 of 13 from the field here in the early going, shooting nearly 70%. Here's Fouts. Bounce pass down low to Jones. Jones with the step back on the baseline.
Nice move by Jones, averaging just 5 points a game. And he put a good move on a very good defender.
Here's Council getting in the lane. And Tekken will commit the foul. That is the 7th team foul, so the Bonnies will be shooting the rest of the half.
You can see it here again, just a one-on-one situation. 2 dribble moves to create, or to put the defender Tekken off balance. And he loses his footing, goes down, and Council will go to the line because of it. But Moyne again just struggling to guard one-on-one against these bigger athletes from St. Bonaventure.
Melvin Council Jr. He's a senior from originally from Rochester. Played his high school basketball at UPrep down in the city of Rochester. Transferred from Wagner as he hits the first one.
Council coming into the season, many people thought he would be the Bonnies' main scoring option, and I still think that'll be the case as we bear out a longer season here. His ability to get to the basket and hit jump shots is certainly welcome in Mark Schmidt's offense.
Well, Mark Schmidt yesterday on the conference call, he said the people who are leading scorers right now might not be the leading scorers in February. As Bagakis, his three-pointer is off the mark, and Council takes the rebound off the melon of Jones. Here's Jackson Edwards, and Edwards traveled. And it was an interesting take by Mark Schmidt, and his point was that, yes, Chance Moore is off to a hot start. Is he going to be the leading scorer throughout the season? Maybe, but it might be somebody else. You don't know.
Yeah, who can do it over the course of a long season, day in and day out? The reason Melvin Council gets so much time and Chance Moore has gotten so much time, both of them are outstanding rebounders as guards. And, you know, they're both averaging more than 5 rebounds a game, so they don't just score. And that's why they get more opportunities than some of the other guys on the roster.
Tekken gets inside, loses the handle, but gets the ball back. His jump shot was short.
There's another good rebounder off the bench at Jackson Edwards, brought in for his ability to defend and rebound.
Hinton gets in the lane, dumps it off to Brown. Brown lost the handle, but Gatkis grabbed the loose ball. Tekken inside, gets it blocked by Brown.
Tekken was looking for a baseline kick. Nobody ran with him on Lemoyne.
Council can't finish. Has his own rebound, kicks it out to Hinton. Now Brown for 3. Does not go. Jones grabs the rebound.
Noel Brown's lucky that Jones grabbed the rebound because Mark Schmidt was halfway down the bench. And when the Bonnies secured the rebound, he decided against it.
Hinton in the lane. That one goes.
You can just tell offensively the Bonnies are just creating more space, getting more at the basket than Lemoyne right now. The Bonnies also bringing more inside help than Lemoyne. That's the only thing surprising me. Lemoyne is putting their guards on an island defensively.
There's a three-point opportunity by Dantzler in the corner.
Good hit by Dantzler. It's a pretty good closeout there by Jonah Hinton, and Dantzler hit it anyway.
So keep in mind, this is a team that took Syracuse to the brink the opening night of the season. They were down by 1 with 20 seconds left with the basketball in the dome, and were not able to finish as Jones, his shot's off the mark. Edwards grabs the rebound. Council for a 3 in the corner.
And again, defensive rebounding. In that game against Syracuse, that was played in the 80s. And when Lemoyne is successful, they can score the ball. Lemoyne can score the ball with anybody, but their ability to defend and rebound is really going to bring upon the success or not that they have this year. Right now, they're struggling in both.
Well, keep in mind that in that Lemoyne-Syracuse game, as the backdoor pass ends up with Tekken in the corner, he can't finish. They were down probably 4 of their top 8 rotational players in the closing minutes of that Syracuse game, and they still nearly pulled that out.
Yeah, it's a well-coached team. They run good stuff. That's why you play solid competition at the beginning of the year. This will really help Lemoyne in NEC play.
Here's Brown, muscles that one in, it's too short. This is going to be a really good team in the NEC. As they're off to a little bit of a slow start here in the Raleigh Center. Timeout on the floor, 6:50 to play first half. St. Bonaventure 33, Moyne 17. You're watching college basketball on the Bonnie Sports Network.
Picture this, you're refreshing the living room. The cherry on top, the sofa no one else has. One big enough for the big game, cozy enough for movie night. All in your dream fabric and dream color. It's the sofa you've always wanted for less than you imagined. At Value City Furniture, you don't have to picture it. You can experience it.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on a rugged new Passport, Pilot with available all-wheel drive, and the powerful Ridgeline. So don't wait. Turn your holiday dreams into reality with a new Honda named KBB.com's best value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Listen up, hockey fans. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. The hardest hits, the dangles, and of course, the sellies. You gotta be kidding me! It's not real! Enjoy every second of 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
We'll have 8-10 quick hits, first half highlights, and stats. And Charles Pride is on your right. Daryl Banks is on your left, two former Bonnies who had outstanding careers here. Charles Pride only here for a year. He got drafted by the 905 Raptors of the NBA G League. Daryl Banks also playing professionally. Good to see them back here in the Raleigh Center. They got good seats.
Well, they're watching a good game too, Brendan. 8 Bonnies have already scored, and we have 6:50 left in the first half. It's been a great performance from Mark Schmidt's squad, and one of the things I'm impressed with after that road win Wednesday at Florida Gulf Coast, they've come home. They're playing with a tremendous amount of energy right now, winning the rebounding battle, playing pressure defense.
Godkiss with a three-point opportunity. He's 2 for 5 now from behind the arc. Here's Council. Bowen back in the game. He had a long rest on the bench as Hinton was in for quite a bit of time.
They were giving Council that shot, and he's passing it up for a better one.
Bowen will stop and pop from 15. That one's too strong. And we're going to have a foul on Jackson Edwards going over the back.
Good job there for Moyne by Darrick Jones to establish position on Edwards. This went through his shoulders, and here comes Chance Moore. Chance Moore averaging 33 minutes a game, so a nice little break here in the first half, and now he's back, the Bonnie's leading scorer and rebounder so far this year.
Here's Willamika, the 6-foot grad student. Godkiss gets a shot blocked by Moore. Here's Moore on the other end. Can't finish, but Jones gets the rebound and a putback.
4 of his teammates ran with Chance Moore down the floor, and that's what we talk about when it's effort. And it's so good to see if you're a Bonaventure fan, as Lajay Jones followed up that missed layup in transition with a putback. That's your teammates having each other's back.
So Bonnies extend their lead to 18. Here's Amika. That's a three-point opportunity. Bowen has loose ball for the Bonnies. Here's Chance Moore for 3. That one's too strong. As Nate Fouts, the redshirt sophomore from Skinny Atlas, grabs the rebound. Here's Jones. Back to Fouts. Fouts with a spin in the lane. Nice move by the sophomore.
Yeah, Fouts with a drop step left, turned the ball back to his right hand for the runner. Fouts had 12 points against CSUN, so he can fill it up. They've got a lot of guys on this Lemoyne roster who can really score. Again, it comes down to this end of the floor as they're back into that 2-3 zone.
Melvin Council looking for a screen. Council gets inside for the layup.
Outstanding hesitation move by Melvin Council, and then the explosion out of the hezi to get to the basket and score. Great job by Council.
So keep an eye on the Dolphins bench. They got a whiteboard where they're writing out what play they want the Dolphins to run. Here's Fouts inside. Fights off the defender. Loose ball comes out to Jones for three. That was no good, and Brown grabs the rebound.
We just talked about Council's outstanding hezi there. And same thing by Fouts on the other end. Good individual move, just couldn't finish.
Here's Moore for three. That one's too strong. Here's Jones. Jones wants to get out and run. Bowen knocked it away momentarily, but it goes out of bounds off the Bonnies. That'll bring us to our final TV timeout of the half. 3:48 to play first half. It has been all St. Bonaventure since the opening tip. They lead Lemoyne 37-19. You're watching college basketball on the Bonnies Sports Network.
Picture this. It's almost Black Friday and you can't wait. So shop our early Black Friday sale now with up to 20% off almost everything, plus doorbusters. At Value City Furniture, you don't have to picture it. You can experience it.
What is sport? It's more than training at dawn and drills after dark. It goes beyond the gym, through city streets, and on to the stage. Sport inspires. It entertains and challenges. So ask yourself, is this sport? Yeah, even that. Sport is everywhere, for everyone. Sport is everything.
NWSL semifinals, Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern on ABC and ESPN+.
Another crazy season. Are you ready to keep this rolling? Let's go.
With ESPN Plus, catch live NFL games.
And enjoy the show.
Plus, NFL shows from some of the biggest names in the game.
Let's go to the tape.
This ball is just thrown into a defensive team meeting.
NFL Prime Time, only on ESPN Plus.
Oh, did I mention our exclusive expert analysis? Why settle for some football when you can have more football? It's simple. ESPN Plus equals more football. Stream now.
This is Formula One!
The time has come. Two larger-than-life legends collide.
Darrick Jones is back, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world!
Stipe is the most successful heavyweight of all time.
History will be made.
This is MMA at the highest level.
And the world will be watching. One fight for all time.
Oh, Madison Square, catch me at the fight.
This season, ESPN Plus has hundreds of games across 20 conferences. That's more action, more touchdowns, more college football.
Yeah, that's how I get by.
Streaming now.
Scott Eddy. Bonnies are winning the battle in the paints off turnovers, second chance, and fast break. Lemoyne has to close the last 4 minutes strong to give themselves a shot in the second half.
Here's Fouts inside working on Jones. And the ball is stolen by Bowen. Bowen comes from the left side. Gets it and he's fouled.
Lemoyne challenged Bowen. Will Amika was not going to allow him to dunk the ball. So Bowen in the air makes an adjustment. Watch this in the air from Desante Bowen. He's thinking dunk right here, and now he'll just shift and go with the left-hand layup and get the traditional three-point play. Lemoyne again beat in transition. Bowen outstanding off the ball. Energy to come up and swipe that away.
Bowen has 7 points this afternoon so far. He had a career-high 5 assists Wednesday night against Florida Gulf Coast, and he misses that one. The Bonnies have missed a lot of free throws in this first half. Zamika getting in the lane, can't finish. Moore comes up with a loose ball.
Say this every broadcast, but really love Bowen's game. His ability to get the ball down the floor and to the rim. He is a steady hand to run Mark Schmidt's offense.
Brown had the handle momentarily, had to give it up. Bolonga just checked in the game, the freshman from France.
That's his game, though, that perimeter shot.
He knocks the ball out of bounds. It'll be off of him. Noah Bolonga, the 6'8 freshman from Poitiers, France. So he played in their second division pro league. He also played for the French under-20 national team in the FIBA under-20 Euro basketball championships.
Bolonga is trying to get acclimated to Mark Schmidt's system right now. That takes a little bit of time. He has a tremendous amount of upside. As Lemoyne calls timeout on the inbound, Bolonga has the ability to be an outstanding player for 2 years here at Bonaventure.
So take a look inside the Lemoyne huddle. They're 1-3 this season. We mentioned that 1-3 is deceiving because they nearly upset Syracuse, and had they been at full strength, they probably closed the deal, and they beat Syracuse in the Dome. They played the defending national champion UConn Huskies on Wednesday night, and for the first 10 minutes, it was a very competitive game against the Huskies, where normally the Huskies will blow you out from the opening tip, but Moyne was able to hang with them for the first 10-11 minutes of that contest.
There is no question, Brendan, that their non-conference schedule will prepare them very, very well for the NEC. Once you get into your fifth game, though, you start to learn about the identity of your team. And what Lemoyne has to fix is their defensive identity. They gave up 86 to Syracuse, 97 in a home loss to CSUN, who the Bonnies held to 55 or 56 points here in the Riley Center. And in their win against SUNY Poly, they scored 107 but gave up 73 before giving up 90 to UConn. So that's what they'll have to work on as they prepare themselves for NEC play.
And the way this is going, the Bonnies are on pace for the mid-80s. As that three-point opportunity by Bagakis is off the mark. Bolonga loses the ball. It is off of Bolonga. He was trying to say it was off of Lemoyne, but the officials thought otherwise.
Yeah, for Bolonga right now, trying to take advantage of his minutes as he's seeing about 6 a game, and that'll go up as he continues to acclimate himself to Mark Schmidt's system and work hard day to day in practice.
The pass goes right into the hands of Darrick Jones. He gets to the lane. That one's on the floor. He'll be shooting free throws.
1-1 now for Jones, and the way the Bonnies are shooting free throws, that was a good foul down the floor. And, you wonder, okay, why does Lemoyne have 9 fouls and, say, Bonaventure have 3? Well, Lemoyne's guards have been in more one-on-one situations than the Bonnies guards have. The Bonnies' defensive rotations are a lot cleaner right now than what the Dolphins are showing on the floor. So when you're in those one-on-one situations facing outstanding athletes, it makes it tough to try to defend without fouling.
Jones's first offering is good. Darrick Jones surpassed his previous Division I career high in points with 13 last Monday against CSUN. He tallied 16 points the first time he wore a Bonnie's uniform.
And if you're a fan at home, Brendan, this is my favorite St. Bonaventure defensive lineup. When you have Bowen, as you can see here, guarding the ball. The off-ball guards are Bolonga, who stands at 6'8", and Jones at 6'7", who's now helping inside with the 6'7" Chance Moore. A lot of length on the floor for St. Bonaventure defensively.
Here's Tekin, the native of Istanbul, Turkey, gets himself in the corner, needs some help, and this is Nurukni. Here's Moore, trying to drive baseline, has to pick up his dribble. Inside, 2 minutes to play. Bonnie's up 23. Here's Bowen. Inside, fights off the defender.
Bowen's ability to split perimeter defenders in a 2-3 zone gives the Bonnies a nice inside look. The Bonnies have not been too perimeter-oriented against the zone. They're taking good threes, which is good to see.
Tekin loses the basketball. Brown comes up with it.
Mark Schmidt getting into a zone set here with Chance Moore popping. Watch the action away from the ball as they begin the ball movement. Down to 10 on the shot clock.
7 on the shot clock. And an offensive foul. This is going to go against LeJay Jones.
Well, they got
it's his second.
Yeah, they got, I'm sorry, Brendan, they got Dwayne Karoma on one earlier, and LeJay Jones just did the same thing. Not set a little wide on that late ball screen against the zone. And it's a turnover with under a minute to go. And I guarantee you Mark Schmidt's thought process right now is keep Lemoyne under 20 in the last minute of this first half.
Mark Schmidt prides himself on keeping teams under 60 points. And the shot blocked by Chance Moore. Darrick Jones thought he had some space, and Moore closed out pretty quick. That's the 5th block shot of the first half for the Bonnies.
Again, just a lot of length on the floor right now for St. Bonaventure. The off guards now are 6'8" Bolonga and 6'8", Dwayne Thompson. So it's 2 6'8" players as you see Thompson inside here.
Fouts trying to fight for it inside, gets the bucket and the foul.
I'll tell you, I'm impressed with Nate Fouts' game. That's a great finish as he was in the trees offensively there. Double team. Thompson trying to get his hands straight up in the air. You're going to see it here. They'll bring the help in. Chance Moore comes and helps with Thompson. Fouts keeping the ball high, turning around and finishing inside, even with Noel Brown's help as well. So great finish there by Nate Fouts, the sophomore out of Skinny Atlas.
So last year he played 21 games with 1 start during his first collegiate campaign. Shot team best 50.6% from the field on 77 attempts, including nearly 40% from three-point range. So the Bonnies making wholesale subs here with 37.1 seconds on the clock. Fouts, that one's no good. And Mark Schmidt calls the timeout. So it's a 30-second timeout. There's about 6 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock as Mark Schmidt's going to drop one last play in the half.
Yeah, and Lemoyne, I would anticipate again coming out in a 2-3 zone. Right now, Schmidt is giving 2 calls to the Bonnies. Here's what we're doing if they're in the 2-3. Here's what we're doing if they're in man-to-man, as Lemoyne has switched between both in the first half. But look for the Bonnies to stall until about 8 on the shot clock. They'll bring in some sort of high ball screen and then action from there as they try to get one basket here and leave just about 5 seconds on the clock for Lemoyne. One point of emphasis that fans don't necessarily realize, it's you're thinking about scoring at this point, right, Brendan? But when you score, 5 seconds is an eternity for Lemoyne to get down the floor. So coaches will emphasize whatever happens, make or miss, we are sprinting back and they don't get a last-second bucket, which can give them, Lemoyne in this case, a little bit of momentum going into the half.
So see what Lemoyne sets up in coming out of this timeout. They find themselves down by 20. Bonnies have controlled the game for the first 19 and a half minutes. Ball's inbounds to Bowen. Look for them to start this with about 8 to 10 seconds on the shot clock.
And Lemoyne not challenging right now, which makes it easy for Bowen.
So they start with about 10 on the shot clock. Here's Bowen getting inside. Kicks out for Hinton for 3.
I'll tell you what, a really smart move by Mark Schmidt there. On the make, St. Bonaventure presses. So they're trying to pressure Lemoyne getting up the floor. There's about 10 seconds left when that ball went in. And they had a foul to give, which they just used. Now Lemoyne has to inbound with St. Bonaventure being set defensively. Jackson Edwards coming in. He is a defensive off guard for the Bonnies trying to get a stop here.
So here's Amika. Trying to get inside, gets to the basket and gets it in. Not sure whatever happened to him, but he ended up scoring 18 points in that game while senior Chris Matthews added 16 points. Matthews today is known as the lethal shooter. Actually has an exhibit in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame.
I was going to say both of those names are synonymous with the NBA. Chris Matthews, the lethal shooter, working with a lot of NBA clubs and players. Andrew Nicholson playing in the NBA. Easy basket for Lemoyne to start the half, which will not make Mark Schmidt happy. He wants to start the first 4 minutes with the defensive momentum that he carried in from the last 4 minutes of the first half.
Dwayne Karoma, the redshirt junior, originally from Berlin, Germany, gets the first bucket for the Dolphins. He was relatively quiet in the first half, did not see a ton of playing time. As the Dolphins come out of the 2-3 zone, they leave Council wide open. His shot doesn't fall, and Tekin grabs the loose ball.
Well, Moyne, one of their keys in the second half has to be getting back in transition, because the 2-3 is working to slow the pace of St. Bonaventure's offense down when they get them in the half court.
Here's Amika, pushes off on the defender. Brown grabs the rebound. Here comes Bowen, going coast to coast, throws it up, and gets fouled.
Tell you what, both players there, Bowen and Amika, have such a quick first step to the basket. Watch Bowen just pass a defender here, and then a 1-on-2 to the basket, gets fouled, and a clear foul on the way to the basket. But he is so good at getting the ball up the floor. When Bowen and Council are in the game, that's St. Bonaventure's best transition lineup, in my opinion. And they'll need that against Lemoyne's 2-3 zone in the second half.
The foul is on Darrick Jones Jr. It is his first. As Bowen hits the first. Bowen played 15 minutes in the first half, 3 of 5 from the field, including a 3-pointer, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, going along with his 7 points.
You know, Brendan, so many times fans ask, why doesn't this player play? Why doesn't this player play? Coaches are trying to figure out rotations and lineups early in the year. There's so many that they can go to in different situations. This starting lineup for St. Bonaventure has been great in transition, which is how Mark Schmidt wants to play.
Tekin back to Amika. Amika now draws Brown. Tekin gets inside. Shot is blocked by Brown.
And again, good job by Bowen staying with him, and it's the help from Brown. Watch here. Tekin actually gets by Bowen a little bit, but there's Brown on the interior. That's right now what Lemoyne lacks defensively, is that basket presence at the rim.
3-point opportunity by Jones is knocked down.
Good job by Jones there through a screen. St. Bonaventure goes underneath and fails to cover the out-of-bounds underplay, and Jones makes him pay.
18-point advantage for the Bonnies. And we have a whistle away from the basketball.
Seeing a little more activity off the ball defensively in this zone for Lemoyne. Good job there closing in on Bowen at the top.
So the foul is on Darrick Jones, his second. Here's Council. Not sure who he was trying to skip that out to. Goes out of bounds.
You know, sometimes when you play fast, those things happen. And Mark Schmidt letting Melvin Council play through it. Obviously not happy with the turnover, but when you're playing fast and going to the basket, it's a trade-off. You have to live with that sometimes in order to play at the pace that you want to play at.
Karoma, and he traveled.
He did. Well, Brown is okay. Took an elbow to the jaw when he was defending there. Incidentally, you can see here, there's the hesitation, drives inside, and then a hop step, 2 steps, and the travel.
There's Chance Moore, now to Bowen. Bowen gets inside the zone, a little floater in the lane.
Good take again by Bowen, getting inside the defense, splitting the gap, and finishing at the elbow. That side-to-side movement moves the zone, but then the Bonnies again want to get the ball to those areas, the high post and the short corner. That's when you're going to get your best looks against a 2-3 zone.
Will Amika played his high school ball at West Genesee in Syracuse. Karoma gets his shot blocked by Moore. That's the 4th block tonight by Chance Moore.
Moore, such a presence inside. And I think that may be the right call by the official. Watch Moore go up. He does a great job blocking, but his left hand gets on the back of Karoma's jersey. And a good catch there by the official. Both hands weren't up. That left hand grabs, and Karoma goes to the line for Lemoyne.
Dwayne Karoma, originally from Berlin, Germany, played at Iona, Salt Lake Community College, and UT Arlington. He had 13 points on 67% from the field. and 5 rebounds against UConn on Wednesday night. He'll go 1 of 2.
Good rebound there by Jones. Both Koroma and Bogatskis coming from Texas Arlington, and they've been the majority of Lemoyne's offense. The ball going to them the most here this afternoon.
Ball inside to Brown. Brown, a turnaround in the lane.
When he gets that far inside the post, he is really difficult to stop. That jump hook is beautiful. That time going to the left hand. They like to go to Noel Brown early in the half to establish his presence inside.
Here's Fouts. Fouts had a strong first half for the Dolphins. Tekin gets his pocket picked by Moore. Fouts is able to keep it alive. Tekin will shoot a 3, and it's blocked by Brown.
Two guys in the same spot there as the play broke down. Chance Moore, Mark Schmidt has spent the majority of the first 3-4 weeks of the season talking about Chance Moore's motor. Chance Moore's motor has been unbelievable through 3 games. Quick hands there, creating the breakdown on offense, and Lemoyne has their 3rd shot clock violation of the game.
8 block shots now for the Bonnies. And the ball goes inside to Chance Moore. He can't finish, but he'll go to the free throw line. Timeout on the floor will take it as well. 15:47 to play. The Bonnies up by 21. You're watching college basketball on the Bonnies Sports Network.
Want fast? Act fast. Score big with gig speeds from Greenlight Networks. High-speed fiber internet is now available in Buffalo, Binghamton, Rochester, and Albany. Get going at the speed of Greenlight. Make the switch today at greenlightnetworks.com.
Going to college is about finding your place in the world. And as soon as you step onto St. Bonaventure's campus, you'll realize you're right where you need to be. Here, you'll join a caring and tight-knit community where top-ranked academics, value, and outcomes meet all around good vibes. So check out St. Bonaventure today. It might just be the right place for you right from the start.
Nobody knows your customers better than you. And nobody knows marketing businesses better than Valpak. We've got innovative product solutions like hyper-targeted, fully customizable postcards or our blue envelope of savings, mailed to neighborhoods where your customers live, all for just pennies per household. Let Valpak help you grow your business. Call to see what Valpak can do for you.
As the world transforms, so too does the energy landscape. EnergyMark helps businesses easily manage their electricity, natural gas, and renewable energy options. EnergyMark, the official energy supplier to the Buffalo Bills and St. Bonaventure University.
Congratulations to senior guard Chance Moore on being named the Atlantic 10 Player of the Week. Moore averaged 22.5 points and 7.5 rebounds in victories over Cal State, Northridge, and Canisius to start off the season. And the interesting thing about Moore is, when we talked the preseason, we heard a lot about different guys coming in. We didn't hear a lot about Chance Moore, and he came sprinting out of the gate this season.
He's been outstanding for this offense, and the offense through 4 games has been playing together. You know, everyone wants to look for individual talent when they try to figure out what the team's going to be like. I think coaches look for how well does the team play together. This team plays outstanding basketball together, and Chance Moore's led the way in that. Not only does he lead the team in scoring, but he leads the team in rebounding. He's outstanding in transition. He's not just one-dimensional, and I don't really think any of these guys on the floor for St. Bonaventure have been one-dimensional this year.
The Bonnies now 11 of 17 from the free throw line this afternoon as Moore misses both. Entry pass knocked away momentarily. Fouts is able to corral it. Here's Dantzler. Getting double teamed. Phelps gets inside. Kicks it out to Tekin for the three. That's an air ball, and he hears it from the Bonnie student section.
There's Moore with another rebound and leading the Bonnies down the floor. And now that they don't have anything in transition, Desante Bowen, the quarterback, gets St. Bonaventure into their zone offense. Moyne's wings playing very high in that zone. Watch some baseline stuff for the Bonnies. There it is.
Bowen 5 on the shot clock's got to do something. Gets in the lane. It's knocked away by Phelps.
And not a good possession there offensively. Lemoyne almost had 4 guys of foul line extended. That's where you want to kind of overload the baseline down toward the basket. And St. Bonaventure stayed up top.
Dantzler with a long three. It's too strong off the back iron. Here's Jones getting inside. Can't finish the layup. Dantzler gets the loose ball. Now Tekin wants to push it for the Dolphins. Inside of Phelps, he had a mismatch. Karoma, the three-pointer opportunity is no good. Bagakis double clutches, misses.
Outstanding hustle there by Bagatskis. Inside, he's been on the perimeter as Brown travels there. He extended the possession with an offensive rebound, nearly got another inside. He's playing very, very hard for the Dolphins.
So Shemecher, Robbie Kamundi, the graduate transfer from Mercer via Notre Dame, not in the lineup. He got hurt in that Syracuse game, and they haven't seen him since. He's a guy that was a 2018 Gatorade Pennsylvania Player of the Year. And when he was at Notre Dame, he had a season-ending injury every season he was at Notre Dame.
You feel for the kid in his 6th year of college basketball, not being able to be out here. And they're also missing Osifer Owens as well, who can be a big part of what they do. So Lemoyne dealing with injuries of their own.
Well, we mentioned that they were down essentially 4 guys at the end of that Syracuse game. Otherwise, that would have been the talk of college basketball had they upset Syracuse. And they're about 20 seconds short of upsetting them. As Bagakis gets the bucket. That's the first bucket for either team in about 3 minutes of action.
And he's got to be happy coming to Lemoyne from UTA. I mean, they're giving him the latitude to really shoot the ball from the perimeter and the mid-range. He's got a nice jumper.
Jonah Hinton checks back in the game. And as he tries to get around the corner, as Dwayne Karoma commits the foul.
Again, this is a more aggressive form of the 2-3 zone that Lemoyne played in the first half. And you can see that by watching the bottom wings of the zone. They are coming up almost all the way foul line extended to pressure the ball. St. Bonaventure has been, you see a lot of the action here wing to wing up top. They need to really utilize that high post. And you see Mark Schmidt adjustment here. 2 guys at the high post now looking high-low.
6 on the shot clock. Here's Hinton. Step back 3. High arcing. That one too strong. As Trent Mascara grabs the rebound. He just checked into the game. It's his first action this afternoon. Here's Phelps working on Brown. Phelps in the lane, fights through it, gets it, and he's fouled.
That is the second time in this game that he's done that. He has outstanding footwork in the post and did not panic even when he got doubled inside. Here's Brown. He's got the one-on-one. Hinton tries to dig down a little bit, and then boom, just a turn. Bowen tries to help. No panic. Finishes and has a chance for a traditional three-point play.
And he gets it. It's a mini 5-0 run for Lemoyne over the last 3.5 minutes as the Bonnies have gone cold from the field. Inside as Moore can't finish the jam.
So again, that look in transition to get inside, and the wrist there.
Yeah, Bagakis is on the deck and he is hurt. Let's take a look at it again.
Yeah, just fell right on top of it. As Moore went up for the dunk. I hope he's okay because he's been having a nice game. Averages 29 minutes a game for the Dolphins. Certainly hope he's all right.
Yeah, Dolphins can't afford another injury to one of their stars.
Well, they've had a nice run here with 12:38 to go in the second half. Good to see him get up, still clutching that right wrist as he walks to the bench with the Moyne staff, the head coach and the trainer.
His full name is Freds Pauls Bagatkis from Riga, Latvia. Started his career at Georgia Tech before going to UT Arlington. 6'8" junior's got 8 points and 4 rebounds so far for the Dolphins.
I'll tell you what, Moore's got to convert on these free throws. It's a 16-point game right now. Lemoyne's done a nice job in this stretch of the second half. That pressure that they're applying on the wings of the zone. And Bonaventure that time did get the ball inside to Moore. See if he can convert here from the line.
Chance Moore misses the free throw. He's now 2 of 5 from the free throw line. He's got 4 points and 5 rebounds tonight. 3 block shots. And the Bonnies continue to struggle from the free throw line. They're now 11 of 18. 11 of 19 now. Dantzler's entry pass over to Jones goes out of bounds. It'll remain Dolphin basketball.
I was going to say it got tipped on the initial early portion of the pass there. It certainly wasn't touched toward the end. I'll tell you what, though, Brendan, in this building right now, Lemoyne has momentum. And they hit a couple shots as the Bonnies now starting to break down a little bit defensively. I'll say Bonaventure committing a few fouls, but 1 or 2 more shots, and this gets interesting in a 16-point game.
At one point, the Bonnies led by 23. It's been knocked down to 16. As Council and Jones check back in.
And this is where, as a coach, you just preach it's about your own team and playing every possession trying to get better instead of what's on the scoreboard or who the opponent is. Lemoyne's a good team, and you give them latitude to come back, they're going to do it.
It's Mascara. His shot won't fall. He grabs the entry pass. Bounce pass inside of Fouts. He can't finish the layup. And the ball wrestled away from Chance Moore, but it'll be a foul on Nate Fouts.
That was an incredible pass by Trent Mascara. Watch him inside. That's a no-look. Looking out into the corner and hits a perfect bounce pass to Nate Fouts. Just couldn't finish.
11:54 on the game clock. The Bonnies lead by 16, 50-34. You're watching college basketball on the Bonnies Sports Network.
Picture this. It's perfect out. You feel like you should be outside, but you stay in. Because Italian leather smells better than fresh flowers. And the richest greens are right here, not in the backyard. And patio furniture, it can't do this. So if the forecast calls for rain tomorrow, perfect. At Value City Furniture, you don't have to picture it. You can experience it.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on a sporty new Civic, spirited Accord, fun-to-drive HRV, and versatile CRV. So don't wait. Turn your holiday dreams into reality with a new Honda named KBB.com's best value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
at 7 o'clock. Wednesday is elementary night, and tickets for ages 12 and under are just $5, and all additional family members are $10. Arrive early as the first 2,000 fans will receive a Jack DeRose trading card. Call or text the SBU ticket office at 716-375-2500 and be here for elementary night on the 20th.
Well, Brendan, I know we've been harping on this a lot, but there's two reasons why Lemoyne has gotten back into this game. They've upped their pressure defensively, and they're out-rebounding the Bonnies in the second half. And we've been talking about defense and rebounding all night. Lemoyne getting much, much better here in the second half of play.
It has now been over 5 minutes of game time that the Bonnies have scored. They scored their last bucket at 16:36.
And that's not a bad foul. It's Lemoyne's sixth foul, but it's a pressure foul. It's out on the perimeter. They're really making a point to try to pressure the wings. You can see the zone. Looking on your screen, 4 guys above the foul line. St. Bonaventure needs to utilize the corners like right there.
Jones knocks down the 3.
So if you're watching at home, when that pressure's extended so far out, the corners, the short corners between the corner and the blocks and inside, that's where you can really adjust to try to take that Lemoyne pressure up top away.
A 5 minute and 12-second scoring drought by the Bonnies. And Jones fires back with a 3.
Big hit by Jones to keep Lemoyne right back in it and put it right back down to 16. That is a big, big shot for the Dolphins.
Here's Council. Kicks it out to Hinton for 3.
So again, because the pressure wasn't extended that time, Lemoyne staying tighter to the corners. A drive inside and a kick to the wing. Now that's open. It really is that simple against a 2-3 zone. See where they're trying to apply the pressure, attack the other areas of the zone.
Jonah Hinton with a 3-point bucket. He has 10 points now. And the pass goes out of bounds. I got to tell you, out of this group of new Bonnies, I really like Jonah Hinton. And I think in the long run, he might be the best of this bunch.
Certainly offensively. And his ability to hit shots on the perimeter, mid-range shots, gives this offense a dynamic. And here's another one, utilizing the shot fake. Look at this.
Another 3-point opportunity. That one doesn't go. Ball kept alive, and Trent Mascara comes out with it.
But I'll tell you, that's why I like this team, Brendan. That was a great look and a miss, and there was Chance Moore, and there inside was Noel Brown to try to extend the possession, and that's what makes a good team.
Here's Amika. To Jones in the corner for 3 again.
And Hinton's got to get a hand in the air there. He closed out, but he didn't put either hand in the air. And allows Lemoyne again to cut it to 16.
Here's Jones underneath the basket. To Hinton for 3. And a foul away from the basket. This is going to be, looks like, they're going to get Noel Brown. I thought they were going to get Chance Moore. That's the 3rd on Noel Brown.
Mark Schmidt going to give Belonga an opportunity here, try to keep some size in with Brown, or with Chance Moore going to the bench.
Yeah, I thought he was going to spell Brown for a moment.
The Bonnies are scoring now against the zone. They've made their adjustment, but Lemoyne has scored on 3 of their last 4 possessions, and that's kept the game at 16. So now Mark Schmidt's team needs to stop, try to get the lead back into the 20s.
Amika gets inside, gets his shot blocked. Hinton for Bologna. And his jam opportunity is blocked, but he's fouled.
The athleticism there from Noah Belonga. My goodness. I mean, look at this, and that is why he will certainly, he's already playing, or has played in the second league of France. And that man will get paid to play basketball once his career in college is over. Tremendous athleticism above the rim.
So Noah Belonga played 5 minutes so far. That's his first free throw opportunity. He's 0 for 1 from 3-point range. And missed both of them.
There again is Jones, though, extending the possession, getting the rebound, and the Bonnies a chance again to extend the lead.
The Bonnie's now 11 of 21 from the free throw line. Council gets inside. Can't finish, but he'll go to the free throw line.
And again, the quick first step from Council, the little hesitation. I think he was surprised. Nobody came up to help on him. Otherwise, he might have pulled up from that little mid-range spot. Instead, gets to the rim, goes to the line.
So Council hits a free throw.
And again, just a little thing, Brendan, but when you are struggling from the line, you give yourself another opportunity by Darrick Jones's offensive rebound. And then you get an opportunity to convert as the Bonnies did theirs. So we talk about playing together, and all of those things go into the togetherness of this team. This is a tight team 4 games into the season.
Ball knocked away. Nobody for the Bonnies picked up. There's 3 white jerseys there. And Mark Schmidt just holding his hands up. Can't believe that not one of the 3 Bonnies that was in the vicinity got the basketball.
You know what? They were all sprinting down the floor, which is not a bad thing when you're preaching transition. But yes, somebody does have to grab the ball first.
Here's Dantzler. DeFouts for a wide open 3. Can't finish.
I'll tell you, that didn't go in, but I like Fouts' game. He's played well tonight for Lemoyne. Good footwork inside, nice jumper outside.
Yeah, Fouts is very aggressive, especially down low offensively. Council with a skip pass to Jones. Jones underneath, reverse layup.
So he got behind that extended pressure of the zone. Nice back cut on the weak side from Darrick Jones and a baseline drive with a reverse finish to put the Bonnies back up 20.
12 points now for Jones. Another block shot for the Bonnies. That is now 10 block shots for the Bonnies.
Good defense there from Malunga.
St. Bonaventure has extended their lead back to 20. 7:52 left to go in the second half. 60-40, St. Bonaventure over Lemoyne. You're watching college basketball on the Bonnies Sports Network.
Picture this. You're refreshing the living room. The cherry on top, the sofa no one else has. One big enough for the big game, cozy enough for movie night. All in your dream fabric and dream color. It's the sofa you've always wanted for less than you imagined. At Value City Furniture, you don't have to picture it. You can experience it.
In case we haven't met, I'm Dino Colombo. I represent people hurt by a truck. It's what we do every day. Big rigs like these can cause big problems. We're here to make it right. Hurt by a truck? Call Colombo Law.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
NWSL semifinals, Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern on ABC and ESPN Plus.
I feel like we're living in a movie. Love you guys.
Formula One is go. Oh, it's contact. Formula One at its absolute finest. Oh my Lord, Max. This is Formula One.
With ESPN Plus, catch live NFL games. Plus,
let's go to the tape.
NFL shows from some of the biggest names in the game and exclusive expert analysis. ESPN Plus equals more football. Stream now.
This season, ESPN Plus has hundreds of games across 20 conferences. That's more action, more touchdowns, more college football.
Yeah, that's how I get by.
Streaming now.
Saturday, November 23rd at 1 o'clock. Admission is free with a non-perishable food donation to benefit the Olean Food Pantry. Arrive early and the first 300 fans will receive a women's basketball schedule magnet, courtesy of Mazza Mechanical Services of Olean, as well as Mackenzie Pentinelli trading card. Stick around after the game as kids 12 and under are invited to shoot the Raleigh Center following the game. We'll see you back at the RC where the Bonnies host the Raiders on November 23rd.
Well, under 8 minutes to go, big possession for Lemoyne as it's back to a 20-point game. And a nice stretch in the second half, trying to stick with it, but St. Bonaventure crashing the boards, getting another stop.
Council got ahead of the defense, but was not able to get anything out of it. Resets it for the Bonnies. Inside pass to Noel Brown, who lays it in.
Jonah Hinton with a gutsy pass, I guess we'll put it that way, to Noel Brown, but these guards trust Brown. That's the second time today he's caught a questionable pass, and it results in an easy layup.
Here's Tekin. Tekin with a step back three. Jones grabs the rebound.
Lemoyne settling now. That is not a great shot if you're trying to get back into the game.
Bolonga for three. That one's off the mark. Jones grabs the rebound. Loses it, but gets it to Tekin. Mascara for three, rattles it home.
Yeah, Mark Schmidt was not happy there with the transition defense. A couple guards late to get back for St. Bonaventure and a breakdown in transition. And one of the things that, if you've watched Mark Schmidt, one of the things that makes him one of the best coaches in the country is, as we said earlier, he'll coach every second of the game. The score does not matter to him right now, and he is not happy with the effort that he's getting.
Fouts will check back in the basketball game for Lemoyne.
And it's human nature, right, Brendan? You're up 20, you think, okay, it's a possession here or there. But what Mark Schmidt's looking at is every possession matters to get better as the Bonnies continue their non-conference play to get ready for Atlantic 10 play.
6 and change to play here in the second half. This is Jacob Blakely, who just checked in the basketball game. First action of the afternoon. And Mascara stepped on the baseline. This will be St. Bonaventure basketball. Chance Moore checks back in the basketball game for the Bonnies. Here's Bowen getting inside, a little floater in the lane. Can't finish. Fouts had a beat on it, but he stepped out of bounds.
Second time in this game that Bowen's done that. Nice little rip move from the perimeter and a floater at the elbow. This time it doesn't fall, but the Bonnies will get a second chance. Again, that effort by Noel Brown on the offensive glass.
Timeout taken by the Bonnies with 5:47 to play. Leading by.
Picture this. You're refreshing the living room. The cherry on top, the sofa.
The score, he wants to make sure each possession is better and better. And we're going to take the break as well as the Bonnies lead by 19, 62-43. You're watching college basketball on the Bonnies Sports Network.
Fast, act fast. Score big with gig speeds from Greenlight Networks. High-speed fiber internet is now available in Buffalo, Binghamton, Rochester, and Albany. Get going at the speed of Greenlight. Make the switch today at greenlightnetworks.com.
As the world transforms, so too does the energy landscape. Energy Mark helps businesses easily manage their electricity, natural gas, and renewable energy options. Energy Mark, the official energy supplier to the Buffalo Bills and St. Bonaventure University.
Going to college is about finding your place in the world. And as soon as you step onto St. Bonaventure's campus, you'll realize you're right where you need to be. Here, you'll join a caring and tight-knit community where top-ranked academics, value, and outcomes meet all around good vibes. So check out St. Bonaventure today. It might just be the right place for you right from the start.
Atlantic 10 basketball. Yeah. Where passion meets performance. Let's go. From the opening tip to cutting down the nets, A10 players lay it all on the line. Every game is a battle. Every team is a contender. And rivalries ignite. Where A10 stars shine bright now and in the pros. This is the Atlantic 10. Experience the excitement.
The men's basketball team will welcome the Bryant Bulldogs on Sunday, November 24th at 2 o'clock. Tickets are just $12 with a donation of a non-perishable food item at the SBU ticket office. Donations can be made weekdays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. or on game day. Arrive early as the first 2,000 fans will receive an Ibrahim Kaba trading card. Support a great cause in your Bonnies when they host Bryant on November 24th. Inbounds comes to Chance Moore. Ball knocked out of bounds by Mascara. It's going to be Bonnie's basketball, 9 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, starting to get into time and score range for St. Bonaventure, 5:35 to go. Under shot clock, high ball screen, here they go.
Chance Moore for three. That one's too strong. Brown had the rebound, it was ripped away by Mascara. Gets it up the head to Karoma. Karoma gets the layup.
Outstanding job by Lemoyne. That's what basketball is supposed to look like. They get the stop, they get the rebound, ball gets up the floor quickly without even hitting the floor. Easy transition layup for the Dolphins there.
Brown back out to Council for three.
And the Bonnies have been a little more reliant on the perimeter game in the second half against the 2-3 zone, but we spent so much time talking about defense, and part of the reason why St. Bonaventure not shooting it well in the second half. They haven't really scored it well, but they're still up 20 because of their defensive intensity.
Fouts with a spinner in the lane, can't finish. Moore gets the rebound.
And a tip from Council, two guards getting in on the glass there for the Bonnies.
Bowen will step back for three. Can't finish. Blakely gets the rebound.
That is not a shot that Mark Schmidt liked from Desante Bowen early in the shot clock.
Phelps got Jones in the air. He got in the air himself. No man's like Karoma can't finish. Here comes Council to Moore for the Sham Bam Lamb.
Well, again, running and pushing the pace in transition. Mark Schmidt called the timeout, though, and again trying to fight complacency as the Bonnies lead it by 22 here.
So timeout on the floor will take it as well. The Bonnies up by 22. You're watching college basketball on the Bonnies Sports Network.
I chose Columbus State because I needed help with transitioning from the military world. My instructors gave me hands-on learning experiences and helped me find a trade that I love. Now, I've found my niche in an industry that's shaping the skyline of Columbus.
Picture this, the sofa no one else has, designed by you to fit your space, all in your dream fabric and dream color. At Value City Furniture, you don't have to picture it, you can experience it.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on an efficient CR-V hybrid, Spirited Accord hybrid, Sporty Civic hybrid, and the all-electric Prologue. Don't wait, turn your dreams into reality with a new Honda, named KBB.com's best overall EV and hybrid brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Listen up, hockey fans. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. The hardest hits, the dangles, and of course, the sellies.
You gotta be kidding me! It's not real!
Enjoy every second of 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
To truly embrace the fun life, you must learn to let go. Bienvenidos a la vida más fina.
Time is luxury, and time spent in a Polestar is the best time of your day.
You deserve.
Book a test drive at polestar.com.
Your schedule and save with a Bonaflex pack. Choose between any 3 and 10 men's basketball home games and save 15% off of single game pricing. In addition, every Flex Pack purchase includes a ticket to any women's basketball home game this season. Don't wait. Text or call 716-375-2500 and reserve your seats for the biggest games in the Raleigh Center right now. The Dolphins will have the basketball. They're down 22. Largest lead for the Bonnies has been 23. Moyne has got it down to the mid-teens, but that's as close as they've gotten as the Bonnies have led the entire game. Entry pass knocked away. Bowen comes up with it. Jones back out to Moore on the perimeter. To Bowen for 3. That one's off the mark. Brown inside. He gets the putback.
That's a much better look by Desante Bowen. That time it came from inside out, and Noel Brown, who's had a nice game inside, there for the putback, and another rebound for Noel Brown. 5 guys in double figures for the Bonnies here tonight against Lemoyne.
Phelps turns in the lane and gets fouled. Noel Brown now with 13 points, by the way.
Fouts has impressive patience against contact. Look at him here with the catch. Little fake to get more in the air. There's the foul. And gets hit again as he goes back up. But if you're a young player watching, especially a big kid, that kind of patience will really benefit you. And the more fundamental footwork and shot fakes that you can use inside, the easier you're going to make it on yourself against that tough post defense.
Fouts hits both free throws. Moyne is stuck to this 2-3 zone for the majority of the second half. They've slowed the Bonnies' offense down quite a bit. The Bonnies have been able to maintain their advantage. Here's Moore, 5 on the shot clock. Loses the basketball. Mosquera comes up with it. Here's Blakely for 3.
The Council put his hands down again. And Lemoyne's going to shoot if you don't keep a hand up in the air. And they hit it there. Their defensive pressure has been impressive here in the second half, Brendan, and done a nice job. That's a good adjustment by Coach Champion from the first half from Lemoyne.
So the Bonnies continue to work the shot clock. Inside to Brown. Takes one dribble. Here we go. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Jones! Tried to go in for the jam, got it knocked away.
And again, Brown's tip, sorry to interrupt you, but Brown's tip keeps it alive. That's probably the 10th or 11th tip, even though he doesn't come down with that rebound. He's earned a lot of them with those tips.
And Jones traveled. 1:47 to play.
It's been a little bit of a sloppy second half offensively for St. Bonaventure, and give credit to Lemoyne in that regard. They have really amped up the pressure, especially on the wings of this 2-3 zone, and it's good for St. Bonaventure to see prolonged zone defense as they get ready for A-10 play.
Lemoyne was outscored 44-23 in the first half. Lemoyne with a 27-25 advantage here in the second half. So they played the Bonnies much better in the second half. A lot of it was that 2-3 zone that they've put a lot of pressure on the Bonnies offensively.
Defense and rebounding. That's gotten them back into this game.
Pass goes inside to Niakundi, the freshman from Duluth, Minnesota. He gets the basket and the foul.
And Coach Schmidt wanted Noel Brown there to shock the ball screen, which means put a little more pressure off the ball screen. And because it wasn't there, it allowed the guard to easily see Niakundi as a chance for a three-point play.
And he can't finish it, but Phelps grabs the rebound and immediately loses the ball to LeJay Jones. Kalonga to Jones. Bounce pass inside to Council. What a pretty reverse, but he can't finish. But Brown is there for the putback.
Textbook zone offense. High post entry, look high-low to the short corner. Beautiful cut by Melvin Council. Couldn't finish the reverse layup. And there again is Noel Brown for St. Bonaventure.
Bowen ends up on his backside. Mosquera for three. That one's off the mark. Bowen had a piece of the rebound. It comes out to Brown. Here's Council. Under a minute to go. And the Bonnies will improve to 4-0. The Bonnies had a 3-0 start, 21-22. And it's the fourth time since 2000. They won 23 games the last time they started 3-0. Now that they're 4-0 for the first time since 1992-93. Council with the long three, doesn't go. Grabs his own rebound. And now the Bonnies can just pretty much dribble out the game as they will improve to 4-0 on the season.
And Brendan, more important than the record, the Bonnies are really gelling together. This new team with so many newcomers in this NIL era, doing an outstanding job playing